all packed and ready to head up to McIver River, go and photograph these crocs. Yeah, look at that. Drop the little man off at jail, kids jail, and then I'll hit the road. Keep you guys updated on the road. Let's go, big boy. On the road, headed north now. So got a few stops to make as usual. I haven't organised everything as well as I pretend I have. Just a couple of stops, then hit that bloody road north. It should be good. Hopefully the weather's alright. I was going to bring my camp trailer, but I talked to a few people that know the McIver River region, and apparently I will not get a camper trailer into where this campsite is. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So I've just got the tent. I hate sleeping in a tent. I sleeping on blow up mattresses, but that's the choice I've got. So no glamping for me, but that's fine. I'm fairly rugged, so we'll see how we go. Crazy, this property. I'm in the middle of nowhere. It's actually insane. I haven't actually got to the campsite yet, but this property is nuts. I've got lost a couple of times already, but that's cool. That's part of the adventure. Nah, this place is gnarly. Should get to the campsite soon. So here we go, eh? Not there yet. Been a big day driving though. I made it through the night. There's no reason I wouldn't have made it through the night, but I made it through the night, just letting you know. Come for a bit of a walk this morning, and there's a very, very crocky little spot down here. Check this out. That billabong down there. No one's been out here since the last dry, so there very well could be some large animals in there. But this spot is beautiful. Where this property is, it's just incredible. McIver River region, I've never ever been to land like this in Queensland. Look at this place. There's 1,000 acres of this. Insane. But I'm going to wander back, have some breakfast and get into the day. So, got a bit of walking to do today. So, off we go. Drive about 1.5 kilometres and we walk through rainforest. There's an old track here, but I've done it enough. I should be able to find it and get to this point here. Taking that, Tony? Because you need to know. Yeah, no, I'm listening. No. Yeah. We'll do a little bit of fishing there, and then we'll. I got hit by that croc is just above the my finger. Mm-hmm. I know it's at least 2 hours just walking. Yep. So we're looking 2 hours, then we want to allow another 2 hours. So what's the time now? 9. So really don't even concern yourself if we're not back by 3.
Yeah, no.
But I said to Tammy, if for some reason we don't come back,
in case she's not, because there's two of us. Even if she hears rescue chop or whatever, she stays here till tomorrow morning, and then goes into reception range, and then brings emergency numbers which have been registered. So we do this every time. I step out, and we did it that morning on November 3rd. We went through this, and
we know to just stay put. Because there's nothing we can do to make things different.
In this particular time. Other times we go, where there's different, each situation, of course, perhaps different
plan Bs, but this plan B is we stay the night, get a good little pack together, and just
and then just find out what's going on. All right.
Yeah, no, that's
perfect.
That's good.
Let's do it.
Keep going. Maybe not. Keep going. Where on that fateful day, I realised I'd forgotten this fella. This is the one, and I literally, I don't like going back. A lot of people don't go back. I'm just one of these. I hate going back. I don't really need a knife like that. I just, it's not far. I went back and got it. I keep it in the right position. It helps. So yeah,
man,
idea. I made a decision. 3 k's to where I got to, and started fishing. Caught a couple of small barra, released them, and just in here we head into the skirting rainforest, and it's probably another 250 meters upstream. I encountered the bull first, and then the other encounter. Let's see if we can have a look at him, see if it's him.
Let's do it.
Oh, here.
Right there.
Oh, I walked. The bull was here somewhere. As you can see, they still come here, the bull. Look at the prints. He's still around too. So I came up there, and obviously couldn't. It changes each year, but couldn't get anything down. I thought, well, I'll sit down there and cast out, let it drift under those branches. Now you got to remember it was summertime. The sun was high, so there's shade all over that area. So I was fortunate enough that as soon as I got there, down, I did drop down to the water's edge. That was my error, one of. Fortunately, he appeared right in where light was coming through, and I had polarized glasses on, and I didn't know what it was. What's a log going that way for? And then the rest of the head came up, and I went, oh, bang, and I had just time just to turn my head. So I got to that point there, and he came in from over there. So he may have, the bull was there, so he may have been here watching the bull from over there, and then the bull disappears, and I turn up, and so I walk around here and go down to there, and he's watched me and has come right up about there. As you see, it gets shallow, so he had to expose himself, but he didn't wait very long.
Where did he drag you to?
No, not as far as where the shadows start. Probably,
So about
10 meters. Just past where that tree comes down. Maybe another, because it goes out pretty shallow. So I was able to stay up, and I
so you were being dragged along the bottom, basically.
I was initially dragged on the bottom, then I was just sculling with he had my left foot in his mouth, and I was just sculling. I said, don't make him spin. So once he got me in the water, I sort of made the decision, wait for my time. And so I don't know, probably 10-15 seconds, and we got out to no more than 10 meters.
So he wasn't in a hurry dragging you back. You just
he had me. I wasn't doing anything. The fight was here.
Yeah.
And once it got deeper and deeper, I could feel he was getting deep. Initially he was breathing, his nostrils right in front of me. That was like, but in the moment, you can cope better than people think you can.
That's what I always say, but people, life isn't a movie. It's like people think there's all these profound moments when you go and see a dead relative or things like that. I've found that reality is much less impactful than movies make you believe. I feel like that's a movie thing.
Yeah, a lot of times people have a belief that they can't cope in that situation, and until you are tested. But generally, I would say most people would not freeze. They say, "Oh, just freeze." I don't think you would. It's called flight or fight.
And we've all got it in us.
Not fight or freeze.
Yeah, give up.
So just past that branch, and then he went down deep, and he turned to his left, and I went down. As you can't see in here, fortunately, the water was clean, because when I got out there, I could see him as he turned. He showed me his right flank, and I leaned back, pulled this bugger out, and used him as an anchor. Pulled him up to me slowly, and as he turned, I could see his head there and his shoulder there, and I just sunk it, and it went in.
So he was moving forward by this stage.
He was turning. He was turning to take me further. He was still going backwards, and then he turned to his left, and he was going to take me that side, and literally like this. I didn't just go into the air because he's soft-skinned, and where I hit was no bone. It literally. Now you have a look at that.
Yeah.
So
it was in his jowl, was it?
Yeah. Well, where it went in easy anyway. I knew head's no good, shoulders no good.
But anywhere here, sort of from the crown around, that's your money shot right there.
That's right. And if it was a longer blade, I'd say it was in where his lungs and heart were.
Yeah.
I don't think it got that far. Certainly.
By the looks of it, there's still a croc here.
I wonder, I hope I killed him. I didn't even think that. I just wanted him to let go.
Yeah, exactly.
And he, because of the fact that I'd stopped fighting, that surprise pain, he let go, and to my good fortune, he didn't come back. But that's the swim back was not fun. I looked around once. I said, just keep going.
Well, you wouldn't know if he was bloody coming back.
And a few months later, someone said to me, "You're lucky there wasn't two." And I went, "Oh," because I think I'm going to get out of this, because I don't think he's coming back. And all of a sudden, something comes in on the side.
Yeah, I think that's another movie. I think that's a movie thing too. But
it's possible.
If anything, there'd be another female in here, but she'd probably be scared by everything and stay away.
Yeah.
She'd wait till
two males certainly, but it is possible.
Of course it is. Yeah.
It's more, as you said, Hollywood style rather than actual styles. But I'm glad there wasn't anyway. And I walked up to where I'm sitting right now, and my feet were aching, and it was just like, still standing. I was just going, did that happen?
You say like you didn't just crush your feet to like oblivion.
How he got my boots, this one here, the right one he got first, he got like this, and he left a big tooth mark through my leather on the other side as well. You know, both had to be stitched, but he got me like that. So therefore he this is actually softer. My military boots were hard, so he went down enough to hold me, but it wasn't enough to crush. Then I managed to get that through.
3,600 psi foot force, that's crazy.
And the same here. If he got me like that, no, he actually got me like that. And with his top jaw. That's why. So he had his right side of his mouth was where my foot was. Yeah. So the top, one of those side big teeth, it just ripped open my shoe and all the skin. But again, crunched down. I felt the pain, but I knew, hang on, he hasn't crushed my foot because the boots. If I didn't have those boots, to get that same pressure, he would have just kept going. So the boots did save my feet from being mauled up, and of course that made a difference on how I could get back to help. Is having feet that could still work. You didn't just get complacent by the sense of it; he did too. I mean, it's a 130 million year evolved killing machine, and he didn't use his 3,600 psi to do what it needed. You know what I mean? He just grabbed you. He could have But he chose to let go and try and get a bit of grip, which is what he did enough. Oh yeah. My foot never came. Neither feet came out. He chose to try and get a bit of grip because it was this one here. He maybe felt that he didn't have me enough. He just went to, and I just happened to be, I'm sure I was always trying to pull it out. Great answer. So he did crush down enough. He didn't have to do any more. But fortunately, not enough to crush my feet because of not these fellas. But when he let go, was it when you stabbed him? Was it instant? Like he just like electric shock sort of thing? And he disappeared. Like I went bang, and straight away I felt the release, and then I didn't see him go away. He just he was just gone. Not flash gone. But just disappeared. Gone. Man. I'd say that's his spot there too, because it looks like the only spot where the bulls they can get me out of the water. But that'd be his grabbing spot. It looks, you can see the bulls go down here to drink. Yeah. So I mean, no, this is too steep there. So if I'd done the risk management between being November, between middle of the day, he's warm, between aggressive time of the year for them. And the fact there was a bull here, and as you've just pointed out, which I never actually looked at before, why it was easy for me to walk down here. With the same reason for everyone else. Why everything else does. And so if I had done that risk management, I would have said, well, there's probably 9 out of 10 chance that there's going to be a CROC there. So that's where I feel a bit of a fool. But you're still here. That's what, when you fish, you sometimes forget. You gotta stay alive before you provide food for your family. Exactly. But what a beautiful spot too. In my case, as the years went on, show my kids that complacency. They follow my lead. They start taking the risks, and then one day in front of our eyes, they go missing. Well, that's the CROC takes them. Now that's my fault. Yeah. So when I say I'm lucky I got attacked, it means no longer through my fault is that going to happen. Because I'm teaching them a lot better, they may end up doing stupid things themselves, but it won't be my fault. So that fear, and that's why I have this guilt, as if it's happened, because wow, how lucky that it did happen. Because that would be unbearable to live a life having
but also coming out if it's
responsible for that happening.
Exactly. And if it didn't happen though, coming out here from being kids into adulthood, they'd have that, I've been coming here since I was a kid. Does that happen? Yes, it has. It has.
So obviously you have to survive to count yourself lucky, but now that I did survive, relatively pretty good, physically great, mentally pretty good too, is I don't mind that feeling of a bit of guilt. It reminds me, please don't be responsible for killing your kids.
That's what the CROC-wise thing, it extends so much further than just yourself. I think we talked about it at the focus group. Like, it's sort of extends past beyond you to don't let your mates be d***s basically as well. Like, not just your kids or...
I guess why fishermen take the risk, because they're just thinking, like I'm thinking about me.
Yeah.
So, well, it's my life, and it's like, but, you know, it's just like a seatbelt. You know, I objected to seatbelts coming in compulsory, but then hang on, what about the people who have to rescue you?
Yes.
And medical staff and hospitals burdened, and so and your family's grieving and all the problems associated. I said it's not just for you.
No,
it's not just for you. Same as, you know, survive to teach your kids the right things. It's not just for you, and that's the problem with fishermen is they only think it's just a closed little. It's my safety I'm worried about, so I can take the risk. Well.
Yeah, she'll be right. It's very Australian, male for some reason. Nah, she'll be right. Unfortunately, but again, I've said it to people. If anyone would want crocodiles killed or anything, it'd be someone that's been attacked. I've never met anyone that's been attacked or by crocodiles or sharks that wants them killed. It's always people that don't have any idea.
Because they're reminded they did the wrong thing.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
You know.
Yep.
Sadly, of course, those who haven't had that experience are the ones, and a lot do say to me, "You're going to go and kill the bastard." I would if I'd go and shoot him.
Yeah, great. Then what?
I'm going. I said, well, first of all, he has nothing wrong. It's just that's his
instinct.
Nature. Yeah. And then again, how would that solve any problem?
Still happen.
The CROC there.
Still exactly with exactly the same instinct, with exactly the same
worse instincts. Because that CROC that attacked me, he might be hesitant now because I gave him a scare. So if he stays here,
the other
he's less likely to actually. You know, they say, "Oh, you've got to kill them because they've attacked a human." Well, you know, if in my case. I don't know. I reckon this CROC would go, "Oh, I know."
Yeah, that's probably why he didn't come out. He probably saw you and went, "Oh, no,
that's right.
That's him."
So you know, you have people don't see it that way. They just say, "Oh, I'll keep doing it." Well, my fella reckons less likely it was if a new fella comes in this hole. Had I killed him? Well, he doesn't know
got no hesitation.
That I'm a threat.
It makes my blood run cold.
We think the same way, Tommy, which is good. Which is, and I like that your open-mindedness. You see both sides have good arguments, and in certain circumstances, yes, I agree with you. And complete opposite, yes, I agree with you. So as we discuss, you have to take case by case. You cannot throw one net over it and say that that rule covers everything.
No.
But why does it have to be one or the other?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there is a lot, and yes, there's costs involved, but I think it's certainly not being done well enough.
No, definitely not. Definitely
because they don't actually look at each case and follow a different way of looking at it and say, no, in this situation, like in mine, it was clear cut. You know, it's taken us 2 hours to get here.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah, that's right. Look where we are.
Everyone else has been here since I've been here, and it's been years. So nearly coming up to 2 years this November. So that wasn't a difficult one, and then there's times that unfortunately you're going to have to take that one out. You can't catch it. It's harassing everyone. It's a public ramp.
Exactly.
Right. There's those extremes, right? And that's clear cut. It's that middle ground.
But even those, like the boat ramp ones, it's like, okay, cool. Why is it hanging around? Oh, we give it the fish frames. Okay, so it's got a natural habit because something unnatural is happening to it. People are feeding it. So that's another case. Like this, it's not the crocodile's fault. Yes, it's become a problem, but it's become a problem because you're feeding it.
You've got a wild animal, and you're taming it.
Yeah,
and that's, that makes you feel like, wow,
exactly.
It's a big buzz.
And people like being connected.
Good for that animal.
No, the world's not a theme park, and I think a lot of people especially recently, have been treating the world like a theme park, especially with Instagram stuff like that. Like, wild animals are wild animals. You see the people in Yellowstone trying to pat the buffalo and things, and then getting like mauled by them, and it's just ridiculous. It's not Disney. These are wild animals.
And the thing is that you're teaching them to diminish their wild skills.
Yeah.
But you're leaving them in the wild. So it's definitely no good for the animal. A lot of people know these things, but why can't it apply to a very dangerous top predator like the croc? Why do we have to see it because it's able to kill people? We think we have to come up with different rules as well. No, we can kill it.
So we just went for a walk upriver here, just have a bit of a fish and look around, and there was a little point where two sandbars met with logs in the middle, so you could actually cross, and there was quite a lot of protection on each side. So if anything was to show up, it would have had to have opposable thumbs and be able to climb, which crocodiles don't, luckily. As Marco, he was crossing the logs, I looked to the left, a little V where the logs on his left crossed the river, and up popped probably a 4.5 metre crocodile. So he had little white bits on the side of his nasal disc, and
that all indicates he's my croc.
So, and the crocodile that attacked Marco had the white parts on his nasal disc, on his upper jaw there.
Same size,
black as. Of course, I didn't have the camera on. My SD card was full, but that's fine. It did happen, I assure you. We wouldn't make that up. So yeah, you just never know. Obviously our vibrations and us talking and things like that made him come up, but he wasn't too bothered by us. He sort of came up, had a bit of a look, was a bit shallow there, and then just went downstream away from us. So, but yeah, luckily where we were it was pretty safe. We were still crossing a river. You've still got to be mindful. We were doing it one at a time, so one of us was scanning. That's how I actually saw it. There was no chance of any of us actually getting grabbed.
But we weren't in the water.
No.
It's just that even though we were actually treading lightly, because we've learnt that helps, and that was enough. That's for them to pick it up.
He knew we were there.
Popped up. It was 20 metres below me. No more, certainly, if not 15. He popped up and I didn't see him. But when someone says, big croc,
yep.
And
back up.
It's not the sort of thing you joke.
No.
I spun around, looked at Tommy, and he pointed, and I just calmly walked back.
So I'm sorry I didn't get it on film, but I assure you he was there. So I did actually see the crocodile.
And my heart's only just going down now.
But it raises a lot of questions. Like, you're a very, very lucky man. Very, very lucky man. That's a nasty big animal. Beautiful animal. And we're glad he's still here, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, even that incident, we did have him right, and we got the worst scenarios that a croc did pop up, but not where it's where we knew, well, if he's there, we're okay. So, but still, even after all that, just the fear.
Good.
This guy had goosebumps on him, like the moguls at a snow.
That's right.
Ski resort.
That's right. No, I do love me a big crocodile.
Oh.
But anyway, that happened. Sorry I didn't get it on film, but it happened.
Well, we thought our encounters with crocs was finished for the day. We came back near to where I was attacked, and thought a couple of casts. We're a good way up the bank. We're in a safe spot. That's why we're sitting here. And I caught a barra, but he snagged me. And I got a strong braid, so I'm pulling and we knew that pulling on a snag is going to attract a croc, so we kept our distance and we just thought, let's just wait and see. We're pulling and pulling. Tommy here saw some bubbles. Initially didn't think much of it, could have something to do with the log moving, and then he saw bubbles which, as Tommy said, it looked more synonymous with what crocs do when they disturb the bottom, and this head just appeared, came up and had a look, and this time he gave me a chance to have a look at him, and yeah, it was scary. He was safe but scary, you know, when they say you're 5 meters up the bank. Well, lucky we are, because I would not want to be closer. So again, no footage, but man, yeah, I think because of our talking, this croc knew we were up here on this bank, because even though I was disturbing the water with the branch, he come up looking at us. So they know where you are. Stay right away.
Yeah.
I said that yeah.
I can't
That scared.
imagine
That's
going through what you went through,
me.
and then what just happened then.
Yeah.
Like, we're at safe distance, but
just the fact that he come up, he was brazen. Just come up, came his head out of the water, 2 or 3 inches, his whole head. It's definitely a good, 60 centimetre head. It's definitely no less than 4, if not 4.5 for sure. He's with a head like that. No, that's enough for today, please.
yeah. All right, we're gonna start heading off.
Yeah.
Get walking back. We've got a bit of a walk, so get moving. Get away from this water.
Oh, all right.
We made it. What a walk.